Hello everyone, this is R.S. Miller at the endtimenews.org, and today is June 27th, 2012. Yesterday I uploaded an unconfirmed report by the online news media Depka file concerning British special forces having gone into Syria. Although I have not been able to confirm this particular report, I did, however, discover a video published by Press TV and dated for June 4th that stated British SAS forces were already in the country and assisting the rebels. If this is a true and accurate report, then it helps to validate the report by Depka file.
In another development, a British newspaper has revealed that British special forces and the MI6 agents have set up camps on Syrian soil. But what is the real reason for the presence on another country's soil? Why are there so many unanswered questions when it comes to the Syrian crisis? Stay with us for another edition of News Analysis.
SAS Special Forces and MI6 agents are in Syria to help armed groups if civil war breaks out. This according to a source close to the British government. Earlier reports, however, indicate foreign forces are already operating on the Syrian soil in support of the rebels. The source says the British commandos in Syria would be part of an international force, including French, Turkish, and possibly U.S. troops. They're equipped with high-tech satellite technology to send out information. They are also entrenched in camps inside Syria near borders with Jordan, Lebanon, and Turkey. Only 3 camps have been leaked out, but sources in the British government say there are more. One of the 3 known camps used by the British Special Forces is As-Suwaida, southwest of Syria, close to the border with Jordan. The second one is near the Crac des Chevaliers, a historic castle, one of the most important preserved medieval castles in the world in the vicinity of Lebanon's border. And the third is the Jisr al-Shugurs near the Turkish border in the north. The new revelations come despite earlier reports indicating that Britain and the US, along with Turkey and a number of Arab countries including Saudi Arabia and Qatar, are training armed militants and providing them with funds and weapons to cause havoc in Syria. Experts believe thousands of mercenaries and extremists from neighboring countries are pouring into Syria to fight the government.
One thing for certain is that the Syrian crisis is escalating and the entire Middle East region is tense and primed for war.
Knesset member Ayub Kara said he has seen horrifying proof that the Syrian government is using chemical weapons against innocent women and children. Kara, who is an Israeli Druze, maintains close contacts with representatives of the Syrian opposition, and he coordinates the transfer of humanitarian aid from Israel to Syrian refugees. He told a meeting of Druze youths in the Golan Heights that the pictures he has seen leaves no doubt in his mind that Assad's government is using these weapons against innocent civilians. Kara told the group that Israel wants to help with the humanitarian crisis in Syria. He said that Israeli doctors are waiting on the border between Turkey and Syria for either country to allow them to provide medical assistance. He added that Israel is ready to receive casualties who would be evacuated from Syria to Israel, and we are also prepared to fly medical aid via Jordan to those children and infants whose families were massacred by the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad.
The Turkish and Syrian governments waited until after midnight on Friday to confirm reports that had been swirling for hours that a missing Turkish warplane was in fact shot down by Syrian anti-aircraft defenses over the eastern Mediterranean Sea. The Turkish Prime Minister's office put out this statement saying that after examining data gathered by relevant institutions and information obtained during the joint rescue operations with Syria, it is understood that Syria brought down our plane.
Çıkıyorlar ama başka araç yok. Çık dışarıya. Başka araç yok.
Here's an article in the Extinction Protocol. Battle reaches Syrian capital. Assad declares Syria at war. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad declared on Tuesday that his country was at war and ordered his new government to spare no effort to achieve victory, as the worst fighting of the 16-month conflict reached the outskirts of the capital. Video published by activists recorded heavy gunfire and explosions in suburbs of Damascus. A trail of fresh blood on a sidewalk in the suburb of Qudsaya led into a building where one casualty was taken. A naked man writhed in pain, his body pierced with shrapnel. Syria's news agency SANA said armed terrorist groups had blocked the old road from Damascus to Beirut. The declaration that Syria is at war marks a change of rhetoric from Assad, who has long dismissed the uprising against him as the work of scattered militants funded from abroad. We live in a real state of war from all angles, Assad told a cabinet he appointed on Tuesday in a speech broadcast on state television. When we are in a war, all policies and all sides and all sectors need to be directed at winning this war. Now, folks, this is a very powerful and ominous statement. In essence, what he is saying is that since his country is at war, then his government should use every available means to win that war. Apparently, this would also include the use of chemical weapons. Again, according to the news clip I played near the beginning of this broadcast, Assad has already used chemical weapons. Even if he didn't, as the crisis continues to escalate, and unless there is outside intervention, I'm sure that he will. Now keep in mind that Assad's situation is that of a desperate man without any hope of a real and positive future. If he surrenders to the rebels, they will surely beat him and torture him to death. If he gives himself up to the United Nations, then he will be charged as a war criminal and will likely spend the rest of his life in prison, or, then again, he could end up being hanged like Saddam Hussein. This leaves Bashar al-Assad in an all-or-nothing position, and he will likely fight till the end. Of course, there is always the possibility that Russia may step in and save his hide, but we will simply have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Russia has earlier announced that they were ready to defend Syria should the West attack.
دكتور لونيد، هل إذن تعتقد أن هذه الاستعدادات وهذه المناورات الكبيرة جدا التي ستجري قريبا تقوم بها روسيا تحسبا لاحتمال الحرب أو توجيه ضربة عسكرية ضد إيران؟
سوف تستعرض هذه المناورات والتدريبات جاهزية روسيا لحماية مصالحها الوطنية بقوة السلاح ولتعزيز موقفها السياسي بالقوات المسلحة، والاستعراض أن روسيا لا تريد أن تشن عمليات عسكرية ضد إيران أو سوريا. أنا أفترض أن من يضع المخططات في الغرب وإسرائيل لعملية كبرى جيوسياسية لمنطقة الشرق الأوسط الكبير يربطون بشكل مباشر بين الوضع في سوريا والوضع في إيران، فعمليا هذان حليفان في هذا الإقليم الكبير، وكلاهما يعتبران شركاء مضمونين لروسيا. لذلك المسألة تكمن الآن فقط في من سيحاولون تدميره أولا كدولة مستقرة، هل سيكون سوريا أم إيران؟ في الواقع ضرب سوريا أو ضرب إيران هو ضربة غير مباشرة لروسيا وللمصالح الروسية، فروسيا ستخسر نقاط ارتكاز مهمة وستخسر حلفائها في العالم العربي. لذلك روسيا بدفاعها عن سوريا تدافع عن مصالحها.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. In recent years, and perhaps even further back, Russia, which is going to be involved in the Gog-Magog war, has developed military ties with another of its allies, China, and also with the Muslim Confederacy in Syria and Iran, which are all going to be involved in the end-time war. Then we have the newly elected Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi, a member of the Radical Muslim Brotherhood, who ran his campaign on a platform of breaking the 30-year peace treaty with Israel, and has also announced that he is looking to develop a closer relationship with Iran, one of Israel's sworn enemies. Now in Psalms 83 it reads, "Do not keep silent, O God. Do not hold your peace, and do not be still, O God. For behold, your enemies make a tumult, and those who hate you have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, and consulted together against your sheltered ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They form a confederacy against you, the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagarites, Jabal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistia, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria also has joined with them, and they helped the children of Lot." Now all of these events we seized are all circling right around Israel here. And all of the nations that have been prophesied in the Bible are some of the nations that are currently creating military ties with each other and forming a plan and a plot to go against Israel. These are indications that we are indeed living in the last days. Now, in other news, an article posted on Midnight Watcher, it states, biologists in Georgia investigate cause of thousands of dead fish in Carter's Lake. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources is investigating why several thousand fish have died in one Murray County lake. Georgia DNR biologists say they've been getting complaints since Saturday from boaters, fishers, and swimmers on Carter's Lake. It doesn't take long to spot fish belly up on Carter's Lake. Silver sprinkles cover the blue water from end to end. Dead fish just floating. I just wondered what was causing it, boater Jana Manus said. I noticed that a lot of shad were dead, fisherman Carl Melier added. Excuse me if I mispronounced your name. It's the first time frequent Carter Lake fisherman Carl Melier says he has ever seen this many dead fish. I don't know what might be causing a kill like this, Melier said. With lingering questions, intense heat, and several hours with no catch, he decided to pack up early. Now, the officials are saying that they believe it's of natural causes and not necessarily a toxin. But I'll put the link in the box below, and you guys can go ahead and read more of the article. Now here's another one. Australia, mystery turtle deaths stump scientists in North Queensland. The mysterious death of 22 green turtles, a protected species, is puzzling experts in North Queensland. The experts have not ruled out poisoning and even drowning as a cause. The Department of Environment and Heritage Protection is investigating the deaths of turtles found in Wandjunga Beach, about 100 kilometers south of Townsville. Even though they don't know the reason why these turtles have died, at least they're not saying or claiming that it is of natural causes. I'm just going to show you guys a couple of more headlines here. Authorities order investigation after thousands of fish die in the Gomti River. This is in India. Mysterious mass death of cattle prompts federal investigation. This is in Texas. And here's just one more. Dead fish fill canal near Lake Manitoba. You can see the lake. These are supposed to be carp here, just floating belly up. And this was just this was posted on June 15th. Friends, the signs are all pointing to the soon return of Jesus Christ. We are experiencing earthquakes in diverse places, famines and diseases, wars and rumors of wars, nation rising against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There are strange signs in the heavens above and the earth below. The Bible tells us that all of these things happening at the same time would be a major indicator that the end of this age is near. Jesus warned us about the false prophets and the false Christ, those who set dates, and those who proclaim that they are Jesus or the Messiah. We're told about these end-time events so that we wouldn't be deceived, and that we would know when the time is near, as well as to warn others to get ready. But just like Noah did during the many years it took him to build his ark, he sounded the warning, and unfortunately, no one listened. They laughed him to scorn. Well, here we are again. There are many of us believers in Jesus Christ who are shouting the warning. Get ready. These are the last days. The end is near. And again, many of us are being laughed to scorn. But the door on the ark is about to close. Don't wait till the rains come and the fountains of the great deep open up and the earth begins to flood before you realize the truth. Take and search out the current news that's barely being reported on the mainstream media, if at all. Compare it to Bible prophecy and discover the truth for yourself. In the end, Jesus Christ is the only hope for all of us. And without him, what awaits us is doom, gloom, destruction, and eternal damnation. Are you saved? Follow the link below and pray the prayer of salvation with a sincere heart, and you will be saved. It is my prayer that God bless each and every one of you with ears to hear, eyes to see, and a heart to receive. In Jesus' name, amen.